So last night, one of the many things I touched on was continuity, and most of you have heard the metaphor where Rinpoche is speaking about keeping our mindfulness continuous, and he uses the metaphor of like a pitcher of water, and how normally mindfulness will just be kind of a couple of drops at a time and stops, and then however much longer later, a couple more drops. So what he says is to just imagine that pitcher is just continuous. And we can imagine that for someone who's an arahant, this is what it would be like. It would just be continuous mindfulness. There wouldn't be any lapse in that. In fact, I made a mistake with a teacher once. We were both walking around a corner and had a very long piece of wood we were carrying. And I went around this tight corner and I hit the wall with it. And then I walked through, and then I heard the teacher hit the wall with the same piece of wood. And I said something like, there wasn't any kind of negativity in what I said. I just said, yeah, I lost mindfulness too. And he replied back to me, I didn't lose mindfulness. It was just, I just underestimated the length of the wood. And I thought, oh, that was a very good lesson. And so, one is that it's just kind of flippant and silly to kind of guess somebody else's mind state. But this teacher, I could have a sense that the way he carried himself and how he was in his monastery, it seemed like he had that continuous flow. And if we can imagine it for ourselves, just imagine what that would be like and what that would take for us, then why aren't we doing those things? And this is a challenge to myself. I don't have continuous mindfulness. So in order to have that, that's sort of we can't really have the very strong insights or understanding or see the Dhamma clearly unless we're really maintaining that sphere of awareness for ourselves. And so it's so important, it's sort of like we want to, enough that the Buddha would say to put our life on the line, to really hold that as the dearest and most precious thing, as if it's our, we're holding up the thing that actually keeps us alive. And for a lot of us, including myself, it's just not seen as that precious. Other things come in, distractions, and we're more motivated by things that pull us away from being mindful. But if we can imagine what that would take to have that continuity, then it's possible that we can motivate ourselves and create the causes and conditions in order for us to maintain just a continuous steady flow of that awareness. So just try to maybe take that reflection with you this morning. I'll try to do the same and see how long we can just keep that going. And when it breaks, it doesn't matter, just keep coming back to it. And what that means is we're not going to fall into we're going to try to prevent ourselves from falling into a moment of distraction. And just, if we see we need to break into speech, that's fine, but we maintain our sense of awareness of our body, we maintain our sense of awareness of our intentions, and we do that as uninterruptedly as we can. And then just bringing that reflection up over and over again, and see if that helps in any way to just keep us on that single track. Good one.